Woohoo! I got something, boys. I got something for all of you Call of Duty people out there. It might be nothing at all. Let's keep this in mind, but I love bringing in investors. If you guys have not seen this channel ever before, I love bringing in CEOs, owners, founders, and their thoughts and opinions on anything esports, and especially that of investors. We've talked about people like Mark Cuban in the past. Those videos, they do well because we're so curious how these millionaires, how these multi-dozens, hundreds of million-dollar heirs out there have come into esports. One of them, the latest ones now being Gary Vee, tied to the Minnesota Rocker. If you guys were curious, thanks to their social media day, I'll link some of their stuff down below. Some great interviews involving Gary Vee, and he's revealed some things, well, people might be taking a bit out of context. He is an investor into their new venture, that being the Call of Duty League. And I say Rocker very slowly because I thought it was the Minnesota Roker until now. Now we know the Minnesota Rocker. By the way, also huge shouts to Midnight, aka Ashley, now on their social media team, helping them run things over there. And speak of the devil, Gary Vee himself, some people out there think he actually called out the new LA OpTic on authenticity. If you guys have not seen this clip, I will play it in its entirety. It's about 2 minutes long, and keep in mind the wording he does use when he refers to other Call of Duty brands or organizations, or he refers to them in very a broad basis as well. He talks about authenticity. Many companies out there throwing money at a new development, right? They slap a logo on something. Is that authentic? And a lot of people out there hinting, or maybe thinking he was hinting at the new LA OpTic. We'll discuss that in a minute.
What's happening here, I think there's dividends if you don't misplay your dollars. Similar to early Facebook or other things that I've seen through the last decade, just because esports is this right doesn't mean you as an entrepreneur or executive are going to spend your time and energy properly. So I think one of the things that a lot of people should spend a lot of time on here, the most important thing during times like this, if you're trying to extract value out of an opportunity, is the most cliche word that gets thrown around, which is authenticity. It is very easy to waste a ton of money in esports. You slap a logo on something, it's completely not authentic, and every 15 to 26 to 42-year-old knows you're there just for that transactional aspect. So I think something that to just throw out to make sure people are being thoughtful about is like how you're gonna enter is super important, or how you're gonna extract value. For me, back to even the interview we just did, like I'm not gonna make pretend I play COD. I'm not gonna, like this is just all about transparency. Like I think however you're thinking about tapping in, just tap in real as you humanly can, whether at a corporate or an entrepreneurial level. That has been wildly obvious to me over the last 20 years of tapping into underpriced golden opportunities.
And let me give the background as to why I understand the thought process of some people out there thinking that Gary Vee was actually targeting the new OpTic, whatever you do want to refer to them as. But also let me preface by saying I don't think he is, okay? I think it's just a kind of an odd coincidence with all these things lining up. I highly doubt Gary Vee, of all people out there, not heavily really into Call of Duty, as he does admit himself. He's an investor, but obviously he's not that in-depth into the scene. I don't think he's trying to drop subtle jabs at the new LA OpTic under the Immortals Gaming Club logo. Although I could be wrong. The way he does word things, and even the history he has with Hector himself, that's why I understand why you guys out there might think he was taking a subtle jab. He has ties to Hector. I think many months ago we thought, yes, cross your fingers, Gary Vee, Hex, a duo that would do really well, I think, in any market out there. It did not happen. He goes to the Rocker. Of course, Hex goes to NRG, but that background friendship is there, and I understand, especially with the wording he used. Many companies out there like to throw money at an opportunity and try and extract value as much as possible, slap the logo on. Does that sound familiar to anyone else out there? Besides the Hector ties, it makes a lot of sense why people would think this is connected to maybe a subtle jab at the new OpTic, because Immortals Gaming Club paid a hefty price. Reported figures out there around $100 million for all of OpTic, all of Infinite, all of their subtitles as well. The OpTic Gaming brand being a big cause of that value as well. And so they try and extract as much value out of that OpTic name by slapping the logo on their Call of Duty team. I understand why people maybe think that Gary Vee was trying to say something here, there, but I don't think he was, guys. But despite all that, it's still out there. You guys, of course, can leave your thoughts and opinions down below. Was Gary Vee shooting shots already before the first season of Call of Duty even began? I have no idea. Given his history and his ties to Hector, he does reestablish, by the way, he wants Minnesota and the Rocket to have rivalries all around the country, whether it's Chicago, whether it's OpTic, whether it's whoever. He's going to hate any other team out there while they do compete against them, and so that's why I really do love the guy. Has some great words as well. That interview will be linked down below for all of you guys. Just thought I'd share the piece with all of you because, as you guys have maybe seen on the show before, we need this COD drama. We need this juice, and the rivalries do continue. As always, though, I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back here all day long, all week long, breaking down other news for all of you guys. Until then, take care, be nice to each other, okay? Or don't be. Bye.